Last year, you seized the moment of the 2016 AGRF and secured a political, policy, and financial statement of more than $30 billion. Now, you as African leaders must move decisively to harness this support for agriculture and ensure it creates jobs and drives the economic growth across the continent, particularly for the 300 million young youths coming into the job market for the next 15 years. People just like me.
He's probably laughing all the way to the bank. Literally, at AGRF 2016, commitments were made that met his needs.
My President Uhuru, I have a commitment to make after this session. I think we are investing $350 million of additional loans to farmers in the next 2 to 5 years.
KCB is working with the MasterCard Foundation to make farmers bankable and help them get easier access to credit. This $30 million partnership will promote financial inclusion for at least 2 million smallholder farmers in Kenya and Rwanda. The bank has also rolled out a program called M-Kulima to build a database of farmers by bridging the information gap for credit access through the use of technology.
Hi, I am Wangi, and this is my job. But deep down at heart, I am a farmer. After I graduated from the university, I leased a piece of land that I used to grow some crops. But the land was taken away from me, so I had to move to Plan B. But that is life.
That's why the government needs to take to heart the needs of the youth, especially in job creation.
There is a whole long value chain in agriculture, right from what the farmers do on the ground to the end consumer. So I think the best way we can deal with this, among others, is to find how the young people fit somewhere in this value chain.
And with that conviction, that today I commit the Kenyan government to invest the equivalent of $200 million over the next 5 years.
The Kenya government has allocated $32 million to Uwezo Fund and the Youth and Women Enterprise Fund for economic stimulus projects that include aquaculture development, prototype fresh produce, and wholesale market. The government is keen on targeting the youth who are increasingly considering it as a viable commercial venture.
So, now you've heard my story, but Africa is ripe with opportunity. Mama, umefika, eh?
Those bananas are huge.
Yes, they are. These are part of the 100 deliveries I've made this week, thanks to the good roads we have in our area. You can have one.
IFAD committed $3 billion at AGRF 2016 to fund the construction of roads in Africa and generate jobs in farming. IFAD also signed an agreement for the Rwanda Dairy Development Project, an initiative that is expected to improve the livelihoods of over 100,000 smallholder farmers. The project covers 12 districts and involves an investment of $65.1 million, which includes a $43.6 million IFAD loan, a $1.1 million IFAD grant, a $4 million grant from HIFA International, and contributions from the government of Rwanda, the private sector, and project beneficiaries.
Those bananas? You can thank me for them. I'm a plant scientist and I got my PhD thanks to a scholarship from the Rockefeller Foundation.
Rockefeller Foundation and their partners are investing in increasing efficiencies within value chains to reduce the amount of good food that is being wasted. To meet this goal, they are working in Kenya and Nigeria.
Bananas like these are bred by scientists like me for greater yield, disease, and drought resistance. Our work into agricultural inputs such as these and more is supported by our partners such as the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has brought high-profile tranches of new funding to the research agenda and invested in cultivar improvement and biofortification. This has convened key agricultural research initiatives alongside large-scale initiatives on livestock improvement, nutrition, data and statistics, and organizational reform. agriculture is more than bananas and other crops. It can impact entire economies. For example, look at the growing need to meet Africa's fertilizer needs. OCP stepped up to meet that need. OCP is building a $2.4 billion fertilizer plant in Ethiopia. Others to follow are in Rwanda, Ivory Coast, Kenya, Tanzania, Nigeria, Senegal, Cameroon, and Mozambique. I wonder what it takes to feed all these people.
Our Feed the Future initiative has been one that has gained strong bipartisan support. What this means is that Feed the Future and the United States' commitment to food security will live on.
USAID, through its Agriculture Policy Support Project, a Feed the Future initiative, is providing technical assistance to Ghana's Ministry of Food and Agriculture to strengthen capacity to conduct policy research and analysis, provide evidence for decision-making, and develop policy briefs on impacts of initiatives for policy formulation. Feeding the people can be a crisis. In times like these, the World Food Programme provides much-needed relief.
We purchase about approximately $1.2 billion each year in agricultural products.
Through its affirmative finance action for women, the African Development Bank is leveraging $3 billion for women farmers and entrepreneurs. The bank has already rolled out its Enable, Empowering Novel Agribusiness-Led Employment Youth Initiative in partnership with the International Institute of Tropical Agriculture. The Enable Youth Program is bolstering youth entrepreneurship in agriculture and agribusiness. All of this happened last year, and I was there. Now, this year, we are here again in Abidjan.
Si quelqu'un veut savoir ce que le secteur agricole peut apporter à l'économie, il vient voir la Côte d'Ivoire.
At the 2017 AGRF, we will focus on accelerating Africa's path to prosperity, growing inclusive economies and jobs through agriculture. We will intensify the spotlight on agriculture as the key driver of African economies and establish what it takes to ensure agriculture and agribusiness are driving inclusive, sustainable rural development. Let's make it all happen right here at AGRF 2017.